Finally, Sally the sheepdog, known for her wisdom, approached the group and spoke in a calm but firm voice, "Everyone quiet down. We can't all go to the king and demand medals individually. That's not reasonable. If you truly believe you deserve recognition, you should go as a team, not as a bunch of selfish individuals." The animals thought about Sally's words. They all felt they deserved a medal, but going to the king alone might make them look greedy or foolish. It was better to present their case as a united front. Daisy, now deep in thought, agreed, "Sally's right. We should go to the king together and show him how each of us contributes to the kingdom's success. That way, he'll see we all deserve recognition." Rocky reluctantly nodded, "Fine, we'll go together, but I'll make sure the king knows how hard I work." Ollie smiled, pleased that his friends were starting to understand the importance of teamwork. "Great. Tomorrow we'll head to the castle and present our case as one. We'll prove to the king that we're not just animals looking for medals, but the backbone of the kingdom." Episode 1, The Gathering of the Animals in the Peaceful Kingdom of Meadowville. Life was simple, and the animals lived in harmony under the rule of the just King Leo. One quiet morning, an urgent meeting was called by Daisy the cow. Daisy had spent recent nights thinking about her role in the kingdom, feeling that she contributed greatly but received little recognition. The idea of earning a royal medal had begun to haunt her, and she decided it was time to share her thoughts with the others. Standing proudly in the barn, Daisy spoke loudly, "Friends, I've been thinking. For years, I've provided milk that's used to make cheese, butter, and cream for the kingdom. Yet, I've never received any recognition. Don't you think it's time I got something special? Perhaps a royal medal?" The other animals murmured in agreement, nodding their heads. They all knew the importance of Daisy's milk, but the idea of her getting a royal medal had never crossed their minds before. Rocky the donkey, lazily chewing hay in the corner, raised his head at the mention of a reward. Skeptically, he said, "Hold on, Daisy. Sure, you give milk, but I've been carrying heavy loads for years. Without my strong back, the soldiers couldn't move their weapons or food. If anyone deserves a medal, it's me." Daisy glanced at Rocky, unimpressed. "Carrying loads is what donkeys do, Rocky. It's not like you're doing something special." Rocky's eyebrows shot up in anger. "Not special? Without me, the kingdom would stop functioning. I definitely deserve a medal more than you." Before the argument escalated, Ollie the mule, who had been quietly listening, stepped in. "Wait, both of you. We all contribute to the kingdom in our own way. Daisy gives milk, Rocky carries loads, and I help wherever needed. But maybe we shouldn't be thinking only about ourselves. What if we worked together to make the kingdom even better?" Daisy hesitated, but Ollie's words started to make sense. Perhaps she had been thinking only of herself rather than the team. At that moment, Chester the rooster strutted into the barn, famous for his punctuality. "What's all this talk about medals? If anyone deserves a medal, it's me. I wake everyone up every morning, and without me, nothing would happen in the kingdom." Soon, the meeting turned into chaos, with animals arguing over who deserved recognition the most. The barn was filled with the sound of bickering, mooing, braying, and barking. The deep forest and the lost treasure. As they left the castle, the air was filled with tension. It was clear that the king had set a difficult challenge, and any attempt to retrieve the treasure would test their resolve. The animals made their way toward the dark and mysterious forest, where many dangers awaited. Daisy looked at the rocky path ahead and said, "We need to stay united if we want to succeed in this challenge. We came here as a team, and we mustn't let competition divide us." Rocky, however, was lost in thought, more focused on winning the medal than the group. "But in the end, there has to be one winner, right?" he muttered under his breath. Sally intervened, her voice calm and wise. "The real treasure may not be what we think. Perhaps this challenge is about more than just finding a prize. We need to be careful and not let greed blind us."
The animals continued their trek deeper into the forest, each step bringing new obstacles.
At one point, they came to a fork in the road with 3 different paths, each more mysterious than the last. Chester, full of energy, suggested they split up and take a path each. But Ollie, ever the voice of reason, warned them, if we split up, we'll be weaker. We should stick together and rely on one another. The forest is full of danger. Listening to Ollie's advice, the animals decided to stay together. After hours of facing challenges and overcoming obstacles, they eventually found the lost treasure. But to their surprise, it wasn't gold or jewels. Instead, it was a profound lesson about cooperation and trust. When they returned to King Leo, they had nothing physical to offer, but they had learned that true strength comes from unity and teamwork.
After hearing their story, the king decided to award them a medal as a group, recognizing their bravery and dedication.
In the end, the animals realized that true recognition wasn't in medals but in mutual respect and working together for the greater good of the kingdom.
Daisy asked cautiously, "Yes, we're going to see the king. What advice do you have, Benny?"
The fox smiled slyly and said, "Oh, I just want to help. But you should know that the king doesn't like chaos. If you all go together, he might think you're greedy.
Why not let just one of you go? It might be easier and more convincing." The animals hesitated. Benny's suggestion sounded reasonable, but Ollie felt uneasy. "We agreed to go as a team.
That's what will send the right message to the king." Benny smiled again, "Of course, but think about it.
If you all go, things might get messy. One of you could deliver the message clearly and without distraction."
After some thought, the animals decided to stick together, sensing that Benny's advice might not be entirely honest. As they moved on, Benny disappeared into the shadows, and the group continued toward the castle, where King Leo awaited them. Ollie, nodding wisely, added, "We all work together to support the kingdom. That's the essence of our message, Your Majesty. We ask that you appreciate us as a team, not just as individuals." King Leo thought for a moment, then smiled slightly. "I appreciate your efforts, and I see that each of you plays an important role in the kingdom's daily life.
But how can I give medals to everyone? That's not how things work in the kingdom."
At that moment, Benny the Fox, ever the schemer, chimed in, "Your Majesty, perhaps it would be better to award a single medal to the one who truly deserves it. Let them compete, and the most deserving will win." The animals exchanged worried glances.
Benny's idea didn't sit well with them.
They had come as a team, not to compete. But King Leo seemed intrigued.
"That might be a good idea.
I'll give you a challenge, and the winner will earn the royal medal. Go to the deep forest and bring me the greatest treasure it holds. Whoever brings it to me shall be rewarded." The animals felt both fear and confusion about the challenge. But they had no choice but to accept the king's decree. They bowed and left the castle, wondering if they could remain united or if competition would tear them apart. Meeting the king after hours of exhausting travel, the animals finally reached the grand gates of the royal castle. The towering halls and majestic entrances reflected the kingdom's strength and King Leo's power. Nervous but determined, the animals knew their moment to shine had arrived. Daisy confidently approached the castle gate and called out, "We're here to meet King Leo. I have an important message I'd like to deliver to him."
The guards, towering wolves known for their discipline, eyed the animals cautiously.
"What message could you possibly have?" one of them asked. Chester the rooster, ever the spokesperson, took a deep breath and crowed, "We're here to present ourselves to His Majesty. We are the loyal animals of the kingdom, seeking recognition for our invaluable contributions."
The guards weren't easily convinced.
"The king is always busy with royal affairs.
He doesn't need just anyone," one replied.
But before the guards could turn them away, Sally the sheepdog, who had arrived late, spoke wisely. His Majesty is known for his wisdom and fairness. I believe he will listen to us if he knows we're here for the good of the kingdom.
The guards hesitated, then said, "We'll inform the king." "Wait here." One of the wolves disappeared behind the gates, leaving the animals waiting anxiously. Soon after, the guard returned. "His Majesty will see you. Enter." As they walked through the grand halls, their hearts pounded with a mix of excitement and anxiety. When they finally entered the great hall, they found King Leo seated on his golden throne, exuding an air of majesty and authority. Beside him sat Benny the fox, grinning slyly, as if he had something up his sleeve. Daisy bowed respectfully and spoke, "Your Majesty, we're here because we believe we've provided great services to the kingdom and would like to request recognition for our efforts." The king raised an eyebrow. "And what are these services you speak of?" Daisy stepped forward proudly. "I provide the milk that's used to make cheese, butter, and cream, all essential foods for the kingdom." Then Rocky said, "I've carried heavy loads for years. Without my strong back, the soldiers couldn't transport weapons or supplies." Chester, ever enthusiastic, added, "And I wake everyone up every morning. Without my crowing, nobody would start their day on time."